crazy morning. Oh my gosh. Oh baby. I was going to do an interview there in the blind. This thing started flopping, taking off down over the hill. I thought I was going to have to come and shoot it again. But I think he's done for. I'm going to take a look at him. He's got a pretty good beard. Not bad spurs, but nothing like that one Cameron killed the other day. Alright guys, so it's the second Saturday turkey season, and we've got another one on the ground, and it was quite the crazy ride this morning. Pretty good beard. I texted Tristan last night and asked him, like, you know, what time's it been getting daylight, because he's been out a couple mornings and I've only been out once, and it's kind of overcast, and he said you better be wherever you're going to be by 6 o'clock. So I'd started out the door this morning and realized there was no way I was going to be here by 6. So I'm kind of in a frantic, gathering everything up. Forgot a chair, forgot a face mask. Had to go cut a pole for the decoy. Couldn't find a pole for the decoy. And so by the time I got everything said and done, it was after 5 before I got on the road. And I realized I needed to get some gas in the Polaris, so I stopped at the gas station, got some gas. I was going to get out my turkey calls and warm them up, and realized I'd left all my turkey calls on the counter. And so I was frantically looking in the truck for some turkey calls, because Tristan actually made me some of the new ones that were selling down at the store, the shipwreck that he had that they've killed. We've killed, I think he said 4 gobblers. He's killed 1. He called in 2 the one day. Him and Dad both killed 1. Their buddy Bryce killed 1, I think, the first Monday, and then Cameron killed that great bird last Thursday with Tristan calling it in. So I was really excited to get to use them this morning. And so when I stopped to get gas, I decided I was going to dig them out and warm them up a little bit, because I haven't had a chance to run them. And like I said, I realized that all the turkey calls were laying on the counter. And so I was frantically digging through the truck and found some calls that he'd made before. And I started warming those up and decided, well, I'll just have to make do. It's what I got. So by the time I got out here, it was probably about 15 after 6 by the time I got in the woods and started milling around and trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I probably haven't killed a gobbler in about probably 8 years, maybe longer. We've had some busy springs with the boys graduating high school and everything, so I decided I was just going to try to wait for this one. And honestly, usually I have the boys with me, and I'd much rather them kill the gobbler than me. So by 8 o'clock, I'd heard 5 different gobblers. None of them seemed like they was going to do anything, and then the wind picked up. And so I just decided I was going to wait the wind out and see what happens. And probably by about 10 o'clock, I think it was, everything started dying down. And I'd heard another gobbler, and he was way behind us. So I started doing some calling. Wasn't probably, I don't know, 15 minutes, and I see this hen come from my right. She feeds out past me, and then I decide I'm gonna call to her a little bit and see if she'll swing back around and see if she'd noticed the decoys, because she kind of walked past them the first time, never really paid that much attention to them. So I start doing some calling, and it gets dead calm. and I could hear her circling back. And so I'm sticking my phone out, videoing her, and she comes back down. She's getting just about to where the decoys are at, and I hear something coming down off the hill to my right. And I turn around, and hopefully I got it in the video. You can see this gobbler. He starts puffing up. He starts running down the hill. He runs right for the Jake decoy, starts flogging it, gets up on top of it, starts pecking its head. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully I got some detail on that so you can see. And so I try to let him get, I try to get some good footage of the decoy, or him, pecking on the decoy before I decided to shoot. And hopefully I did. The other day, Cameron thought he got about 5 minutes worth, and it ended up being about 30, 40 seconds. And it's just the heat of the moment, you get the jitters. And so I tried to let that happen. And then the other thing is, I tried to let him get away from the decoy before I shot him, because the shot the other day that that Cameron shot kind of ruined the one decoy, deflated him. And so I let him mess around on the decoys, and then finally got his head up above and I shot him. And then I started to do the interview in the blind, and he starts flopping down over the hill. So I got out and ran down and chased him. But if you've never used the decoys, I'm telling you, when we were kids, we messed with the decoys a little bit, but packing them around, it's kind of tough to deal with. But I'm not so sure that he would have came down if he hadn't seen the decoys, because that hen was going to feed around and work her way back to the right and work her way back to the gobbler, because it only heard him gobble behind me one time, and I'd called a little to the hen. But when I could hear him coming down that hill, and I'm assuming when he's seen those decoys, I mean, he puffs up and runs right down to them. Because I believe oftentimes that if they don't see anything when you're calling, that they're not sure, they're not sure what's going on. And we're by no means expert turkey hunters, but this year, this is number 5 for us this year, and so things are doing pretty good this year. But if you haven't had a chance to come down and check out Tristan's calls, you need to. I mean, the saying is, the proof's in the pudding, and this is 5 gobblers down in the first 2 weeks of season of 2021, utilizing his calls. And something else, if you've never tried, is the decoys. I'm telling you, the decoys are the way to go. And maybe not for every situation. You need to be safe with them, but they really, this year, they've really come in handy. So come down to the store, check out Tristan's turkey calls. I'm not going to run one of his turkey calls like he does. I'm nowhere near the caller he is. But if you missed any of that, check out the YouTube video that he has running the call.